Thank you very much. This is going to be a wonderful program. I've had a little preview. It's going to be enlightening. It's going to be inspiring, guaranteed. One thing, I'm still kind of vibing with Norman's gift to us. You know, really, doesn't everyone want to have a voice like that and sing and create like that? Actually, I did once write a song. It was called It's Been Lonely in the Saddle Since My Horse Died. But I haven't got a lot of play or radio time on it. Nevertheless, we have a wonderful program today. You'll see from the program that it is riches within your reach, the law of prosperity. So what is it that we all have in common? We're all beings of love and light. And we're also students and creators. So as students, what can we do today as part of our participation in this service? We can be loving, we can be supportive of the presentation, and listen with being present, open hearts and open minds. Yes, encouragement is welcome as well. If you'd like to howl, that's also permissible. And we can also be present as much as possible. That way we will gain. So as creators, we can also create what it is that we would like to learn, see what we can learn from what takes place, and give so that we can actually employ the law of prosperity, which is one of exchange, giving and receiving. So it is with great pleasure and joy that I introduce our first presenter, Christina Tiedemann.
Are you going to sit? Just hold it. You don't hold it. Okay.
So good morning. I have been so blessed being a part of this community because Spirit has instilled in me a bunch of gifts around prosperity and how to live it in my life. And when I've employed it, it has grown. So first thing I learned about prosperity is that it has nothing to do with money and what you have. It is great to have your needs met. I would say that is the baseline. And when I first got into the foundation, I was struggling getting my needs met, my basic needs. And so Spirit worked with me. And what they said is you have an inner guidance system. So when you go to purchase something, you know if it's a yes and you know if it's a no. And I started playing with it like it was a game. I'd walk into Target and I would go to get shampoo and I'd be guided to get a certain shampoo I didn't really want or even think was appropriate. I'd buy it and then all of a sudden my neighbor needed shampoo or something would happen that would have nothing to do with what I thought I was purchasing that for, that would actually cause me to have a relationship with somebody because I was being generous with the shampoo. We'll use the shampoo as just an example. And then there were times where I would say, oh, I need carrots and I need celery and I need all these things. And I'd go to the store and I'd get no, you don't need that right now. And someone would abundantly show up at my door with, oh, I have extra carrots from my garden and all this stuff. And I say, thank God I didn't buy all that at the grocery store. So what I've learned is it's energetics, number one. It's going to your inner guidance system, which takes staying focused and present. And it's not just your choices you make about purchases, it's your choices you make every day, every moment. And what I've noticed is that I feel most in harmony when I'm listening. I'm making choices that might be a little bit scary, but they're in alignment with my integrity. So for instance, I thought I was going to get out of college and have a big house and have a mortgage payment and have all these things that went along with what success was in my head. And I happened to walk into this foundation and was told by Spirit, don't focus on that. And when I stopped focusing on all those things and started working on letting go of what I thought was important and focusing on what really was important, which was having good relationships, mainly with myself, appreciating myself, growing in love, growing in community, what that means, that's when I started feeling and experiencing prosperity. I know I've probably gone over the 3 minutes, so I'm going to turn it to someone else, although I have many stories. So thank you for your time and attention.
I'll speak loud enough to tell you that we have Laura Enfield, Dr. Laura Enfield, who's going to be our next presenter.
Thanks, Brian. So similar to Christina, Spirit worked with me as well. And the way that I have experienced prosperity is directly through my naturopathic practice. I started my own practice after graduating, and it was really challenging, getting patients to come in and just having a financial flow to survive and live, the basic needs met. And Spirit kept telling me, focus on the patients you do have, focus on being grateful for them, and also focus on what I am bringing to them, that I am bringing, health, well-being, bringing them things that they want and will help them to live their lives. And I started to see the more that I was showing gratitude for the patients that I did have, whether it was 1 or 20, that started to flow. The energy started to flow, the prosperity started to flow. And then I would get the hang of it, and then I would forget about it. And then the flow would slow down, and I would go into stress and be like, what the hell is going on? And forget that, oh, right, I have this potential to create the flow. And then I would go back to Spirit, and they would say, focus on what you're grateful for, focus on gratitude for the patients you do have. And I go, okay. And then I would do that again, and then, the flow would pick up, and I like, okay. And so probably after several years of this back and forth, then I really started getting it. And I was like, I have that ability within myself to create what is happening in my life, whether it's the flow of patients or in my own personal life. And the more that I got it, the more that I have directly seen through my practice, now to the point where I'm like, I want to work with this type of patient. Like, for example, I want to have more prolozone patients. And sure enough, then I'll have like 3 calls of prolozone patients that week, So it really can get to that direct feedback of what do you want to draw into your life, and then it will start flowing into your life. And that, I feel, is the magic that we forget that we have within ourselves. But once we really turn that key and it turns on, then you're like, okay, now I know I am one with life. That's mine.
Good.
And now we have presenter Marianne Gutov.
So hello, and thank you for just being my community. I'm so blessed, really blessed. Sorry. So I've been just listening to what everybody's saying, and I have a prepared little thing, because what I was planning to do, and I'm going to do, is talk about more general observations. These are great stories because they're such perfect examples. And I think there's a huge variety of what abundance means to us. And a lot of that is about where we are in our spiritual journey. It teaches us, we teach it, we interact with it. It's an amazing thing if we engage with it from that perspective. But I just wanted to respond to some of what I learned just listening, or was reminded about. Part of it is like practice, really engage. You have to practice, or you're not going to get good at it, or you're going to miss the signs. You're going to miss, what you need to see. And then trust and endurance, really, and just like sticking with it. I mean, look at Laura, just really, and same with my practice, really hanging in there and knowing it's all, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's part of knowing yourself, and let me engage and let me, act as though, because that's what I'm here for. And so life supports me in doing what I'm here to do. And that's a really important, deep knowing that has helped me to survive being self-employed, and she has her own business, and Christina has had as well. Anyway, so just took notes. And so I wanted to just share some specific things that, basic premises that I think are important. First, as human beings, we are creations of the Creator creating. That's my fancy way of saying, as humans, we are designed as creators. That's who we are. We are always creating. And then we need to recognize that there's a flow of infinite supply, of infinite possibility, and that really exists. That's a real thing, okay? It's also essential to know that we are carved out of the same material that constitutes the quantum field. We are made of quantum energy, and that quantum field responds to us. We know each other because we are each other. So we interact with that when we're placing orders, basically, right? So it's how we navigate the infinite quantum reality that determines our level of abundance. And we navigate the quantum through consciousness, okay? So we are actually set up to create whatever we want. We are built that way. And so that, that's who we are. And everything is there to support us. It's really how we negotiate and how we navigate that. So what shows up in your life, the next one is, what shows up in your life reflects your beliefs. Your beliefs define your ability to manifest. So you can always change your beliefs, but if it was really that easy, it wouldn't be as much fun. It's complicated because it's often really hard to pin down what you actually believe that's blocking your flow of abundance. We have conscious beliefs, culturally programmed beliefs, and subconscious beliefs related to our personal stories. That's why looking at what's already shown up in your life can help reveal your hidden beliefs. And those are the ones that you need to change to open your flow. So it's not avoiding that, it's like engaging and healing those beliefs that are already all around you in what surrounds you in your life. So it's just one example of that. You can apply all the techniques and read all the books and never get results. If you believe, for example, that rich people are greedy, selfish, entitled, cruel, if you don't want to identify yourself that way, you're going to block the flow. It's just, you're not going to allow yourself to, because those don't match. So that's just one of millions of examples, right? Because the nature of abundance is it's there's infinite abundance, infinite different situations, right? So that's the gift that helps us with self-discovery, right? We engage, we learn more about ourselves, we learn what we want and what we don't want through engaging with the quantum field, right? And our consciousness. So our perceptions about prosperity and the magic of manifestation vary according to where we are in our spiritual journey. It really is a journey of self-discovery. So what fills us to overflowing prosperity can change for us in the same lifetime. So it's not just from person to person. So, as we learn and grow, and as we drop our limiting stories, it's like at one point in my life, my riches could be my baggage. Later on, that's baggage. It's too much stuff. I don't need that. And I feel better when I'm in a less attached thing. So it's very, very clear that it reflects where we are in our spiritual journey. And finally, it's important to remember that once you become aware of your limiting beliefs around abundance, the power is in your hands. As Louise Hay said, it's just a belief, and a belief can be changed.
Thank you all so very much. So I want to provide some time for questions or comments from all of you. I see during the presentations nodding, heads nodding and smiling. So I know there's great receptivity. Anyone have any questions or comments at this time? Norman.
I appreciate all of your stories and what you shared. So, yeah, beautifully done. So thank you.
Great. Anything else? So one of the things I wanted to say was, in treating this subject, prosperity, as Christina was saying, it's not limited to achievement of wealth. It's beyond that. It covers really thriving in every aspect of our life, in our relationships, in our spiritual growth, in our generosity, in our community, in our personal relationships, in our wealth, in our feeling of well-being, in our health. This covers every aspect of thriving in our lives. This is what I feel is prosperity. And how do we achieve that? I think it's karmic. We give so that we may receive. In fact, one of the things that I have been employing in the last two services is I come with the intention, I am supporting those in the best way I can with love and light throughout the service. What am I going to learn that I can take with me and then apply? So I think we all can kind of look at what was presented today, which was really uplifting, really inspiring, and say, okay, what have I learned that can really enhance my life? And then apply it. And I think sort of as a closing, it's a recurrent theme. We have such a wonderful connection to the spirit, world of spirit. They give to us unconditionally and are always there for us to give us impressions, to give us aid. So we don't do this by ourselves. We never have and never will. We are a community, and the community assists us in becoming more prosperous, and spirit is essential. So without further, thank you all for your participation and supporting this entire presentation. It really was, for me, a blessing. Thank you all.